All right, guys. So I want to start reacting to the Green Bay Packers games. Tonight they play the Las Vegas Raiders and came away with a loss. I just want to give my reaction towards the game. I wrote down some stuff and I'll go through it pretty quick. So let's get right into it. All right. So first, again, the Packers proved that, they just can't put up points when Aaron Jones is injured and doesn't play. Injuries have been an issue for this team all year long, and it doesn't really help when you're the youngest team in the NFL. Sometimes I got to remind myself, we are the youngest team in the NFL, and sometimes we are going to look like the youngest team in the NFL. For most of the losses this season, I feel like Matt LaFleur has been outcoached, but I will say this one is not on Matt LaFleur. For the first time, I will say Jordan Love looked pretty terrible out there. But we all knew sooner or later he was going to have this kind of game. I mean, it is his first year starting. One thing I will say about LaFleur, though, I do think he needs to get more creative with the play calling. You have the youngest team in the NFL. I think everything out there looks so predictable. There was no creativity. And I think Matt LaFleur is very capable of getting creative with the play calling, too. For some reason, he just hasn't done it lately. He did show some of it against the Bears and against the Falcons as well in week 2. But ever since then, there really hasn't been any creativity. He has to find some way to get Reed and Dobbs more involved. I think both of them only had one catch tonight. Just get creative, run some reverses with Reed, try something, do something. We got to get more creative, a lot of it's a lot of predictable. And, when you only put up 13 points, it's kind of hard to win. As far as Jordan Love, I think this is his worst game. Before this game, a lot of people are telling me, oh, y'all need a new quarterback. And the truth is, I was like, no, Jordan Love is not the issue. But, this week, he did look terrible. He made some bad reads, especially on that last play. Instead of throwing it up in the end zone and getting an interception, I honestly think he should have ran the ball. He had so much open field. He should just ran it. And, I feel like Jordan Love is not using all of his skill. Like, he has legs. He can run the ball. I think tonight he had 2 rushes for 37 yards. That's 18 and a half yards per carry. His completion percentage isn't great, and he can make up for that with his legs. I don't know if the Packers are just scared of him getting injured, but you're definitely not using him to the best of his ability. He has legs. Let him use his legs. Sometimes that young offense can use a confident boost, and a long run from Jordan Love can help with that. As far as for the defense, there's been a lot of talk of Joe Barry being on the hot seat, but the truth is tonight the defense looked pretty good. They held Devontae to 4 catches for 45 yards, and they only gave up 17 points, and somehow the Packers still found a way to lose. As far as for that offensive line, they definitely look better this week compared to last week. I know last week they had a lot of injuries. Today, they didn't look too bad, but for some reason, Jordan Love still looked uncomfortable in the pocket, and I don't think he's been like that all season, but today he did look uncomfortable. I'll be honest, I don't really know what was going on there. But yeah, to me, he looked uncomfortable in the pocket. All right, so now with that, I'll leave you guys off with some good notes. Some good notes is the defense kept us in the game. The defense has kept us in the game for the past year and a half. Our offense has been struggling for the past year and a half. Even last year with Aaron Rodgers, it struggled. And the defense for most of the games kept us in the game. And, the offense just never came through. And we lost a lot of games where, the defense really did their part. Another positive is A.J. Dillon probably had the best game of his season so far. I think he had 20 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. That's right under 4 yards a carry, and that's better than what he was averaging before tonight, which was, I think, like 2.4 a carry. So, that's good from A.J. Dillon. He did look a little bit more physical today. I liked seeing that. So if he can keep that up, that can really help us going forward. Another positive is Watson looked good. I think he struggled with injuries earlier in the season. But last week I think was his first game, and on his first game back, he had a touchdown. And then this week he almost had 100 yards receiving. So Watson looks good, and we need to use that to our advantage. We got to get that guy the ball. The last positive I'll leave you with is, as ugly as that game looked, we still had a chance at the end to win. And we just came up short. We got to stop being ourselves with turnovers, and we got to get healthy. The good news is we have a bye next week. And then the following week, we go in and face the Denver Broncos in Denver. And, you know, hopefully we can fix up what we need during the bye and go into Denver and get that win. In my opinion, I think we should be favored to win that game. And hopefully we can back it up with our play. So that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, go Pack Go.